What's going on, you guys? It's George. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today's video's topic is stress relief. And let me tell you guys, it takes a lot of work, a lot of patience, and a lot of thought and energy to really understand what is your variation of stress relief. What makes you chill, what calms you down, what puts you in that element where you're just at peace. And that is the ultimate goal when it comes to stress relief. So today I figured I'm just gonna sit down, I'm gonna share with you guys some of my tips, my tricks, and the things that I do to really help me unwind. Today we're just gonna call it like chill. We're gonna chill out and I'm gonna explain to you exactly what I do to get me in that element. So if you're interested in my stress relief tips, then keep on watching. 50% of the stress relief tips that I have today are free, but I'd be lying if I said that money related stuff does not help stress go away, because let's face it guys, a lot of our stress comes from money. Money, like, it's crazy how much money dominates our life. It is absolutely insane. I do not like it. I would say I hate it, but I try not to say I hate anything. And that is actually my number one tip. I try to never say the word hate. I feel like when you consume so much of the word hate and say I hate this, I hate that, I hate onions, because I used to hate onions, now I just highly dislike them, that really does make you feel heavy on the heart and on the inside, on the soul. So I try not to ever say I hate anything, because it's toxic. Nobody wants to be toxic unless you're the Britney Spears kind of toxic, right? Am I right?
I'm right. I know I'm right.
So try to not say the word hate as much as possible. And one thing that I've kind of learned from my partner is even saying the word love. Like I used to say I love. Tip number 2 is to organize. It's free. Organize your house, organize your car, organize your work desk in the office, organize...
Okay, let's begin. The Homo sapien journey is basically split into 3 main sections or pillars. And those are 1. Exercise, 2. Cognitive development, and 3. Meditation. Exercise as the first pillar that we're going to be working on today is because of convenience and also necessity. Exercise is very simple to begin, first of all, and also it's extremely important in order to begin to tackle some of the other aspects of self-development. Now, for today's video, we're going to be focusing on setting plans, goals, specific exercise routines, and practices that are finely tailored for each of our levels of fitness and also our comfort. Let's get right down to business. So research has actually shown that the optimal daily amount of exercise is basically 20 to 50 minutes of aerobic exercise per day. However, more often than not, it's quite difficult to exercise on a daily basis.
So if you're ready to move from inaction to action and find that resolution, find that clarity so that you can get things moving in your life and get to the other side of all of these really, really big emotions, then keep on watching. Hey wild mamas and friends, Tiff here and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for you to be here, for us to be together. And my bird is just as excited as I am. All right, y'all. So am I right or am I right that mamas are notorious for being stuck in our heads, overthinking and never taking action? At least the mamas I work with, that is a all around universal struggle that we have. But it's no judgment, it's just how things are, but that's what we're working to change together. So we don't want to be circling around in our heads, overthinking, stuck in inaction and in old patterns. No, Wild Mama is all about breaking those patterns so that we can come into our fullest potential and attune to that instinctual wild that we have, because y'all,
you know what most of the suffering you go through in life stems from? It stems from you caring too much. You care too much about other people's opinions of you, your work, all the tiny inconveniences that happen to you on a day-to-day basis. If you put too much emphasis on these things, it can lead to a life full of unhappiness. But once you dive deeper and understand why you care so much, you can control your habitual response to certain situations, and you can develop a mindset that lets almost nothing faze you. This video is going to be divided into two parts. The first part is going to go over why you care so much about the things that are having a negative impact on your mental health. And in the second part of the video, I'm going to go over how I learned, or unlearned I should say, to care so much about these things that are having a negative impact on my life that I really should not care about. So I advise you to watch the whole thing to get the entire scope of understanding as to why you care. All right, so let's get into part one. Where does our incessant caring come from? It really comes from these three basic needs that every human wants. And these are our need to feel in control, our need for acceptance or connection, and our need for consistency. Our need to feel in control explains our attraction to stuff like knowledge, food, shelter, wealth. These are things that we want to be able to control within our lives. That's why we care so much about them. When we start to feel like we're losing control to one of those things, it signals something in us to, act upon it, to gain back that control. This is also why we try to control other people's opinions about us.
What's up everyone, it's John here, and what I'm going to do today is give you actually my top 4 books that you must read if you are a business owner. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's behind each book so you can choose which one to read first. Now, the first book I want to talk about, I don't have a physical copy here, I've given it away, but this book I read early on and it helped me so much when it came to building a scalable business, building systems and structure. And that book is called The E-Myth, The Entrepreneurial Myth, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It. And that's written by Michael Gerber, okay? So The E-Myth, absolutely incredible book. It's well known. If you haven't read it, get your hands on it. And that is all about building systems, procedures, and structures so that your business functions like a business and not so much self-employed, not like a usual small business where you're working 60, 70-hour weeks and you're not getting paid for it. That book will help you get control, become more efficient so that you then can scale and earn more money. That's number 1. Number 2, this book you might not have heard of. It's called Where's My Cash Gone? Stop Leaving Money on the Table by Bruce Campbell, a fellow Australian. And you know what? This book saved my business. Yep, saved my business. In fact, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for reading this book. That is how powerful one book can be. And what this book is...